really nice kind of wrap up to the story when you can have them, you know, go back to, and when you see them fly off, there's nothing like that. Like, it's just such an awesome experience to see these, because when we get them here, we really don't know, right? We've seen some come in that are, unfortunately, you can't save them, and then we have some where we don't know what's wrong with them. You know, that's why we send them down, and Owl is so accommodating, and they're such a fantastic facility, and they do whatever these birds need. And
so she wasn't injured or anything?
No, she had no physical injuries that we could detect at all.
Funny, she just landed right in the middle of the highway.
Yeah, and so obviously her body was just so toxic that, you know, she just couldn't fly or couldn't do, you know, whatever she was needing to do anymore. And
didn't have very long to live, because she was right on the 2-lane.
Yeah.
And cars would go by and her wings would fly up.
That's so awesome that you guys managed to get to her in time, because, you know, you have a big truck or something that comes through and they can't stop even if they want to, and if she ends up, you know, in one lane or the other, she wouldn't have stood a chance. So, nope, you were in the right place at the right time. And
well, I think there was a reason.
I always think that too. I think it's
telling people that I just had a heart attack.
Oh, good.
And
that's right. You were just on your way back, right?
And I'd been in the hospital for a month. And I was just on my way back home.
Yeah, I was like, perfect timing, hey?
Well, we call it a good omen.
Oh, that's a good question. All right. It's very exciting. It's a big day for her.
I'm going to put them in the back there so he doesn't tip over.
You want me to ride?
Yeah, climb in and hold it still. But no, she should be good.
Okay.
All right. Perfect.
Well,
thanks so much.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you so much for putting in the effort. We really appreciate it. Thanks for coming. And yeah, this is part we like to see. So. Awesome.
My wife and I happened to be driving by here on the day that the eagle could no longer fly and landed on the highway, you know, in harm's way. And we just happened by, and I somehow don't think it was a coincidence. I think it was meant to be. We turned around to come and see what condition the eagle was in, and when we got to it, it was still quite alive yet, and was looking at us when we got there. So we picked it up, and after finding out what needed to be done, we brought it to the animal hospital in 100 Mile House, where they started the process of bringing the eagle back to health. And we're just so honored that we would be asked to come and release the eagle back into the wilderness where it belongs. And this is a good day for us, and for the eagle to be back home in the territory of the Canim Lake people. So with that I say it's an honor again for us to release the very sacred bird back into the wilderness here today. I hope he's still conscious in there.
That's a nice shot.
that's a story for another time. Or the time that me and Porcupine went and invited elk to the Swan People's village for an important meeting to put everything back into their natural order. But that too is a story for another time.
Such a huge step for us. We spent the last couple of years lobbying heavily with what's now called Indigenous Services Canada, but I'm turning 39 this year, and I remember me and Clay were here 20 years ago doing some of the PFR work on this project. It's not an area that hasn't been used by SXFN in the past too. Is what we have Fred and them out here, Fred and Terry and them out here taking a look around, and this area has a history for our people, and we'll look to preserve as much of that as we can.
Come on, Mary, you want to get in there?
All right, folks, here we go. Smile. Oh, that's a good picture. You! All right, so we'll go down to the gym, guys, for some food.
Rylan, smile. You look at me when you smile. Okay, we're going to start now.
Okay, if you guys keep it close down. On your heart.
Okay. All right, for Miss.
Many of you are my cousin. Cousins everywhere.
Yeah, no kidding. He's been going all afternoon.
You mean all morning?
No, afternoon. He didn't get here till almost.
Like
He forgot to get gas.
While I'm sitting down.
You should have got him when he's up on the top of the ladder, flipping, hanging out of the top of the teepee.
I see you got. There you go. Actually, it looks like two faces over there. I never noticed that really till now.
That's an hell when I was walking around and started seeing it better. I thought it was always a bird or something, but now you're looking at it,
Yeah.
the eyes and everything.
Yeah, I see the eyebrows here.
Yeah, the eyebrows
eye.
there, then the mouth below.
Yeah.
You can see now.
And here's our, I used to call this one smiley face.
Wasn't there another rock here?
Yeah, and
There was one there.
yeah, and here's a deer or animal.
Oh, yeah.
And there was more on top, but somebody tried to steal it one time. There was a drill hole where they tried to lift it and broke the top. Oh, here's the eagle.
Yep.
And each one of these marks or texts in here,
Yeah.
they're supposed to describe the village sites around here.
Kind of like a map.
Yeah. A lot of these rocks like this will have a map showing certain areas where they'll be going, or travel way for like a water source just along the pathway. It'll show those kind of things on it.
Is it organized like north to south?
Yeah.
That's actually, depending on where you're going, they'll usually have markers showing anything where it's along the pathway now. And everything. Yeah, see how it goes all in a straight line going down?
Yeah.
We thought, this, but it's just too unique for it all to go.
Measuring something.
Yeah. One of the students from the RISH program was, this was the first time I seen it was this year. One of the students said, hey, what's this? Came over and looked at it, and it was a new site that we found. And this is perfect material with this hard rock.
Well, and on top of it, the mineralization has gone back into it.
Yeah. Yep.
In being First Nations people and honoring our elders, and there really isn't a better way than to reserve a parking spot especially for them. Opening up in such a good way with a welcome to the territory, with speeches and prayers and lunch. Yes, and a lunch. Food is really good to see. I mean, it's a part of that reconciliation discussion that we are constantly having, and how we achieve it is through a variety of different ways, and this is just one of those avenues that we take in achieving it. Stuff like this that really makes a difference, small in some people's eyes, but big in our eyes as First Nations, as Indigenous peoples.
Good, how are you? As the Qukbi of Tsq'escen, I know that we have strong ties with Simpcw. We have strong familial ties, and it's good to see our relatives again here today. It lifts up my spirit and it lifts up my heart. I also want to say how happy I am to see our members gather in our traditional territory of Green Lake. Our community has been camped out here for the week, and I imagine that the time that they've spent here has been healing. I'm a true believer in connection to the land. I'm a true believer in connection to Secwepemc. I'm a true believer in connecting with our families and our children. And the more that we utilize and occupy our traditional territories, I know that healing starts and healing never stops when we do this. So it's with great honor that I'm here today sharing this time with all of you. And I'm looking forward to the meal that we're going to have. I'm looking forward to the signing. That's historic. And I'm looking forward to visiting our Secwepemc sisters and brothers. Q'esc'sn.
Webstad, take the microphone, please.
Have to stand in the sun there for a bit. So Q'esc'sn, thank you everybody for being here. You're lucky that you're in the sun. Oh, we have a few people. Yeah, there's a few 6 years old in the crowd. Okay. Thank you. Yes, thank you for putting your hand up. That's how old I was when I got my orange shirt taken away. I was your age. I was 6 years old. I had just turned 6 in July when I went to the residential school. I'm going to read from my book. It's called Phyllis's Orange Shirt. Little Phyllis lived with her granny on the Dog Creek Reserve. They would pick berries, garden, and catch fish to preserve. There were not many kids to whom Phyllis could play because they went to residential school far, far away. One day, Granny took Phyllis to town. It was exciting to see so many people around. Granny took Phyllis to a shop full of clothes with hats for your head and socks for your toes. Phyllis picked out a shirt that was so orange, shiny and bright, and Granny bought it to her to wear with delight. On the first day of residential school, Phyllis just couldn't wait. She wore her orange shirt so that she would look great. But when she arrived, her mood started to change. The place was so cold, unfriendly, and strange. Her bright orange shirt was taken away, and she worried about how long she would stay. At public school, she was taught how to read and write neatly by her teacher, who treated her ever so sweetly. Phyllis liked her teacher, but missed her granny so bad, along with the garden and home that she had. And then, when finally summer arrived, Phyllis returned to the home where she thrived. We wear our orange shirts to remember that every child matters, and not just in September. We honor First Nations people and reflect on how every child is special and deserves our respect. So that's my book that came out this year.
Wait, Huhuida, Gukbi Helen Henderson, Wensquest, Rengeka, Relala Archie, Rengeja, Ray James Henderson, the Tsq'escen, the Stretwin, Secwepemc, Echra Stiermchen. Hello everyone, my name is Chief Helen Henderson. My mother is the late Lila Archie of Tsq'escen. My father is the late James Henderson of Guasala, Nakwata. I am from the Lakes District people of the Secwepemc Nation. Secwepemc means spread out people. And this is the epitome, this describes the epitome of who we are as Secwepemc people. That no matter where we are in Secwepemc, we know that our kids are going to be looked after. Throughout the years, we all embarked on our own journeys, but it never erased the fact that we are Secwepemc, that we share the same values, we have the same beliefs, we have the same cultural practices. And today, we're starting to have that conversation. We're starting to revitalize those relationships. We're stronger as one. And I firmly believe that the answer to getting back to what we used to do so powerfully is to go back to our traditions, our culture, our language. And that's what we're planning on doing. Qelmucw.